The clamour for higher pay for teachers is not new in Kenya. In fact, all presidents in the country's history have had to deal with the teachers' unions that have been fighting for teachers' rights. KTN's Asha Mwilu takes us down memory lane and highlights how successive governments have sought to handle the unending conflict.
This cartoon, published in one of the local dailies, perhaps sums up the history of the teachers' strikes in Kenya. The wars of the Kenyan teacher are deeply rooted in the country's history. The fight for higher pay gained momentum in the Mwilu regime, was passed on to the Kibaki regime, and now the ball has been kicked to President Uhuru Kenyatta's court. As generations of presidents and leaders from the teachers' unions came and left, teachers have been singing the same tune.
Solidarity forever! Solidarity forever!
And the clamour for higher pay quickly attracted the political class.
Last year you negotiated Teachers Remuneration Committee where government was effectively represented. You reached agreement. That agreement must be honored.
The late Ambrose Adongo was the longest-serving NAT Secretary General. He perfected the art of staging nationwide strikes or threatening to do so in defense of teachers' rights. In the process, he exerted immense influence during the Nyayo era. After Adongo's death in 2001, NAT elected its third Secretary General, Francis Nganga. Nganga is remembered for his fundamental role in negotiating for the implementation of the 1997 pay deal.
We are ready to go and sign an agreement to provide for the payment of the two remaining phases. That is the key issue that is in the mind of the Kenyan teachers to date.
In 2009, the teachers breathed a huge sigh of relief after the government and the ever-striking teachers came to an agreement. Ironically, the current president, Uhuru Kenyatta, was the finance minister back then. Alongside the then education minister, Sam Ongeri, they put pen to paper, pledging to harmonize teachers' salaries.
I'm happy to inform Kenyans that the parties have been having informal consultations, which have culminated in a consensus over the trade dispute.
I want to give you my assurance and the assurance of the government that we will work together to see that we can improve this economy so that this money can be paid even faster than what we've agreed here.
And as fate would have it, 4 years later, this pledge is back to haunt President Uhuru's government. As the struggle for higher pay continues, students and parents countrywide are hoping that such a handshake will be witnessed soon, signaling the end of a 3-decade-long stalemate between teachers and the government. Asha Mwilu, KTN, Nairobi.
So there is a clamour for better pay, better remuneration from the teachers. Of course, NAT has now called for a strike that will be effective midnight. Let's take you through a pay slip, really, from the Teacher Service Commission of a graduate senior teacher. That should be on your screen full. There it is. So now, a graduate senior teacher takes home 42,877. Joka will take you through some of the allowances they're entitled to, but my focus really is on the deductions, because this is someone who earns 42,877 and ends up with a deduction of 44,615, essentially taking home 15,629. So you can imagine, if this is someone who has a family, who has children who are going to school, this is a man or a woman who has to survive on 15,629. This is part of the reason why the teachers are now calling for better pay, and this is why there is a strike effective midnight tonight.
And that is why we are calling it the pay slip of shame. I have another one here from an ordinary diploma teacher. If we can get that on screen now. That, we get it from Machakos. And actually, this teacher earns a basic salary of 22,000. If you add the allowances, for instance, house allowance is 3,500, medical allowance is 1,600, and commuter allowance is 1,600 as well. If you have the total earnings, this teacher gets home with 29,500. But if all the deductions are done, the teacher, who is an ordinary diploma teacher, earns 13,358. Now you get the picture.